Hello and welcome to Behind the Episode. Today we are going a little deeper into the How I Healed from Feeling Unloved episode. After sharing it, I realized there were parts of my story that I didn't fully go into. Not because they weren't important, but because I wanted to keep that episode clear and focused. So today I just want to share a bit more of what was underneath those experiences and some of the things that were harder to put into words the first time. Also, please excuse the sound of my voice. At the moment I have some allergies and it is affecting the way that I speak. Like I said, after sharing the episode, I realized there were parts of my story I didn't fully explain. Not because I didn't want to, but because I wanted to create episodes where I could share gently, and also have the space to share more truthfully about what happened. If I didn't do that, it felt like I wasn't fully sharing my truth. When I talk about feeling unloved, what that really looked like underneath was feeling alone, misunderstood, quiet, and very protective of myself. I felt small and invisible, like I couldn't really talk to anyone about what was going on inside of me, and so I didn't. And I think one of the hardest parts about sharing this is that this is just my side of the story. From the outside, people probably wouldn't have known that any of this was going on because I never said anything. I didn't feel like I could. One example that really stands out to me was a friendship I had when I was around 15 and 16. It was with a guy and we became really good friends quite quickly. Honestly, at the time, I almost couldn't believe that he would even want to be my friend. We shared a lot about our past and we connected quite deeply. And I started to like him as more than just a friend. But when I told him how I felt, he said he only saw me as a really good friend. It was the first time a guy had said that to me, but it wasn't the last. And because of experiences like that, I started to believe that I would only ever be just a friend. So even when I did like someone, I would just hide it. I would keep it to myself and try not let it show, even though the feelings were so strong inside of me that they almost felt like they could burst out. And each time that happened, it reinforced something that I already believed about myself. At the time, that felt like I would never be loved. But now I can see it differently. I can see that what I was experiencing as rejection was often God's protection. That those situations weren't meant for me, and they wouldn't have helped me to become the person that I am today. But I'll be honest, that did not make it easier at the time. Those experiences also affected my relationship with God, because when the people around you don't choose you, it can be hard to believe that God does. I struggled to fully trust that He cared about me, because my experiences with boys and men in my life made me believe something different. And even now, this is still something I'm working through. I'm still a little afraid of meeting someone new, of going on dates. Partly because I don't want the same patterns to repeat, and partly because I'm still learning to trust myself, to hold my own boundaries. But what I do understand now is this. The experiences we go through don't mean that we are unloved. They can make us feel that way, but that doesn't make it true. God's love isn't the same as the love we experience from people. And sometimes that is quite hard to understand because the only version of love that we may have seen is the one that is around us. But that doesn't mean it's the only kind that exists. And if you've ever felt unloved or unseen, or like you were always the one not chosen, you're not the only one. And that feeling is not the truth of who you are. Thank you for taking time to listen to this deeper side of my story. These are the parts that aren't always easy to share, but they matter. If this connected with you, just take what feels helpful and leave what doesn't. I'll be back on Saturday with the second episode of How I Healed From.